and the Edmonton Oilers are looking for some consistency on this season.
And how about this building, guys? There's a different feeling around it as the years go on. Such a great place to watch hockey. But yeah, you got two hot teams in here. I think for Anaheim, maybe more of a survival game, especially early on.
The puck is down. Sit back and enjoy prime Monday night hockey tonight from Oil Country. Jacob Trouba for the Ducks. Rims it around. Anaheim has won 7 in a row. 4-3 overtime win last night in Calgary. This guy, 45 in the white sweater. Beckett Seneca, first career hat trick. The overtime winner, Jackson Lacombe. On his way to the Olympics, out to center. Seneca cuts in, drags it. Fended off by Tristan Jarry. He picked up his 5th win as an Oiler here Saturday night. Kasperi Kapanen, who returns from injury, a 3-game absence. Had a hard time finding the handle on that one, and Anaheim will sort it out.
You see a fast start here. Transition's going to be a key, and Anaheim's got to watch Edmonton because any save or block shot, the Oilers are gone the other way quick.
Edmonton came from behind Saturday night. 6th attacker goal, the overtime winner, 6-5 thriller over Washington.
Yeah, there's the head coach, Joe Quenneville, and one of the best coaches in the National Hockey League of all time. And he's got young players like Seneca. He's got veterans. And this is how he wants them to play. He wants them to defend, but the play is there.
Teenager with a hat trick in the NHL.
And right now, the Ducks are doing this without Leo Carlson, Troy Terry, and Mason McTavish.
Which is not pretty bad. It really is. And that's, that's another... Those guys out of the lineup.
96.
The Oilers have got to be sharp here early. Because you can think, oh, it's going to be an easier game with those guys out, but it's not. This team is playing well together.
Stereo mix, real.
It's late January, and the schedule maker has set this up beautifully for us. This is the first meeting between these two teams. 1 point separate the two in the Pacific Division standings. Vegas right now leads the bracket. Edmonton #2, Anaheim
Oilers Arena,
#3.
track view, pane. Oilers
Center ice.
volume fake, hand fake, track, dial, and effect, invert track, up. FX, track, BSD, RA, Tacos. BSD, RA, BSD, RA, BSD, exit table, remove, button, add, button, Oilers Arena, add, hand, reverb, pitch, minute, gate, HTV, select BS, FX, track, FX, type, frequency, game, frequency, type, low shell, frequency.
Lukasz Dostal has been absolutely outstanding.
Frequency, first edit, 100. Game, TV, 0, 0.
In Oiler Blue, Josh Szymanski tonight, his first NHL game. Called today from Bakersfield of the American Hockey League.
Ben stack. Add Ben, remove Ben, button.
Going down, a penalty is called
Add Ben, log scale, uncheck. Check, Ben, check. Ben, gate, frequency, type, low pass, type, low pass, Ben, high ship, low shell, select, high Ben, low pass, high pass, frequency, game, TV, game, Ben, 1.94. 1 point, Ben, 1. New, widget. FX, frequency, first, select.
Ian Moore, they trade 7 defensemen. Everybody's on front. Occasionally on the
Oilers
back for Joel Quenneville.
That does not involve a penalty like this so far away from your own end. Just really no need there. As good as was probably just going up the wall. Not much steam on him now to the kill. The Oilers go.
Jack Roslovic can fly. So
Yeah.
right there, once you commit to just your whole mentality is get the puck back. You stop skating, you reach, and it's a quick opportunity for Anaheim here.
Anaheim's power play 26th overall. The Oiler kill is number 10. Cutter Gauthier, 23 goals, leading their team, will come in now and take the face-off, replacing Mikhail Granlund. Chris Kreider's out there. He has 7 power play goals. That leads Anaheim. And a clear straightaway by Matthias Janmark.
Great read by the Oilers there. The way Anaheim's set up, it's an easy clear. If you make that little bump play, nice execution, killed some clock.
Lacombe gains entry, kicks it to the outside. He's picked up on the play by Evan Bouchard. Kreider settles it, brought along by Granlund. Now it's controlled up top by Seneca. Granlund, Cutter Gauthier, Jackson Lacombe around the horn for Seneca. He's hurried up by Bouchard. Seneca slot pass. Jarry says no on Cutter Gauthier. Left and back of the goal, Matthias Ekholm for Bouchard. Not out, held in by Lacombe. Snapped around beautifully. Kreider, Granlund right in, and he scores! Mikhail Granlund on the short side of Tristan Jarry. 16:36 left to go in period 1. Anaheim breaks the ice.
Yeah, it's quiet here in Edmonton and confident This power play, just snapping the puck around. You can see great job there to protect the puck. And that was the first chance on Jari. They know where their outs are. They know the
sound recorder window. Pause. Wheels, microphone volume. 97, 90.
And Granlund down low. But as this works up across, again, you're going to see some heads-up plays, and what a shot.
What a bullet from Granlund, and great execution, Jody, right here. That puck's at least got to be high, right? If you're a defenseman trying to keep that thing in, if it's wobbling, if it's high, it's going to be tougher. If not, it's clean execution. What a beautiful shot by Granlund, who resuscitated his career. There was a couple years it looked like, I don't know if he's the player he used to be, but certainly looks that way now in Anaheim, and that line of his last night was outstanding in Calgary.
But you're right, Hicks. A penalty kill is clears, saves, and positioning, right, as a team. They put pressure, and that clear, I mean, that just came back to haunt them.
Draisaitl, the backhander blocked by Trouba. Nurse at the point. McDavid. Draisaitl. Back it goes for Wallman. Draisaitl off the side of the goal. There was some room. Mikhail Granlund, 10th goal of the season from Chris Kreider and Cutter Gauthier at 3:24.
After a penalty kill, we see it all the time. The Edmonton Oilers load up Draisaitl and McDavid, and you can see what they do immediately. They didn't get the kill, but what an attempt there from Draisaitl.
Darnell Nurse, now McDavid. Played about 30 minutes here Saturday night. 5 points, 2 goals, 3 helpers, and a +5.
Okay,
That's all.
cancel. Okay.
Paling drops it off. Gauthier
Send
dragged in.
creating a YouTube channel.
Olin Zellweger with a shot.
Citation.
Right over Jari. Centered by Gauthier. Off Jari again. Captured by Ryan. Paling out of the corner. Nice pass. Zellweger's got it. His shot is swallowed up by Jari.
You know, you sense the Anaheim Ducks are here to jump up in the Pacific Division the way they're starting. You know, it's get to work. And sometimes when you play the night before, you have a little bit of an advantage because the motor is still going. No time to think. But look at the checking here by these guys. On pucks, they're together. They're fearless on Draisaitl, McDavid. There's Bouchard, another top player, not backing down.
And it's got to be a committee approach, right, Jody? When you're talking about being on the road against a team that can load up and have Draisaitl and McDavid on the same line. You don't have your top pair out there. Doesn't matter. Nice job by Anaheim there.
Off the face-off, it's possessed by Vasily Podkolzin. He'll take it back. Rim it. The wall sealed for a moment by Granlund. Brought out by Podkolzin. He'll gain the line and drop it off. Nugent Hopkins will fire it wide. Kapanen looking for the rebound. Reset by the Oilers. Bouchard dancing at the point. Podkolzin once again. Nugent Hopkins. Evan Bouchard up top. Slings it. Fanned on by Ekholm. Regained by Kapanen. He'll cycle out. Kasperi Kapanen in control of it. Nice dish. Finding Ekholm. His shot sinks wide. Rebounded to
Search. All Oilers hockey. All videos public. New alt-tab item 1.
On his way to the Olympics, representing his native country, Czechia. Out through center, nice pass. In the zone, a drop feed now. Jansen Harkins with a bid turned out by Jari. The play was initiated beautifully by Ryan Strome, and a pile up in front of Jari.
Every new Hyundai vehicle sold supports Hyundai Hope on Wheels and its mission to help end childhood cancer. With over $4 million donated this year, Hyundai and its dealers are helping kids put cancer in the rearview mirror.
Well, Jansen Harkins is headed to the box here for the Anaheim Ducks. A little too aggressive on Jari. A little ovation from the crowd here. But how about the Ducks? Lazy line change there by the Edmonton Oilers. A little bit delayed, and that allows that one pass to speed. And that's how you get speed and bypass the neutral zone, is hitting a player that's flying up the ice. And that's exactly what happened on that attack. But you can see over-aggression there from Harkins. So he'll sit.
Yes, he will. And this power play is brought to you by Canada Shore. The new original series now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
And watch out for this power play, Hicks, for the Edmonton Oilers. You got many options.
It's one of those things. You're going to take penalties, right? You don't want them to look like that, and obviously an accidental play, but a free pass for the Oilers. Get back in the game with the league's best power play.
Leon Draisaitl does not have a power play goal since the 23rd of December. He had a hat trick on that night. As the puck will come all the way down to Tristan Jarry.
Hyman was looking for McDavid in the slot. They just fanned on that pass.
Anaheim's kill is ranked at number 23. As Hicks pointed out, number 1, the Oilers, both overall and at home. Hailing now, Alex Killorn, 2-on-1, shorthanded with Trouba. He tries to thread a pass. It's denied by Bouchard. He gets it back. Killorn, Trouba with a shot blocker save, and fanning on the rebound was Alex Killorn. Trouba.
Reads from Trouba there, jumping up in the play and picked that one off. Strong kill so far.
And then Killorn, good patience. He saw that McDavid and Draisaitl were at the far blue line. He just reattacked.
The Ducks love the play of Jacob Trouba.
Oh, he's been outstanding for this team. Knows his role. He's physical. Fine guy in the locker room, but a great leader.
Draisaitl off the skate of Tim Washy. Zellweger, who can really scoot. Here he comes. Olin Zellweger pulls up. Threaded to the corner. Tim Washy out of Western Michigan University, tied up along the boards. It comes out. McDavid is away. He'll cut. Lay it back for Draisaitl. Little dish. Wellman, a shot picked off by Husso.
First shot on the power play and of the game for the Edmonton Oilers here.
Well, you guys mentioned it was 3 power play goals from Draisaitl. Last time he had one, this was against the Flames, and that's a spot right there. Has anyone hit the open net as good as that guy there? But the give and go, you see him and McDavid, you know it's coming, but you can't defend it because the pass is always in the right spot. And yeah, once again, the sweet spot for him, well, that's not going to be the case as the second unit's out here with 35 seconds to go. Not the strongest start of the power play. See if they can make something of it here.
A half a minute remains on this power play. Wallman, a big blast, a tip. Great stick by Ryan Paling, and it goes out of play.
You go back to the first unit now or not? I mean, this second unit doesn't get a lot of time for the Edmonton Oilers, but they're going to leave them out there. Good job by the Ducks. You see the pressure up top, up high. That's a key. As they give up, they're going to give up the middle of the ice in that situation, but really try to force the D.
Ekholm with a shot shielded by the goal stick of Husso. To the point, Wallman. Good hand-eye by Roslovic. He'll pull up. Jake Wallman. The backhand deferral. Roslovic to the goal line. A reset, it's Kapanen. Roslovic cross ice, Ekholm. Touching back for Wallman. Awaiting is Roslovic. Good stick by Trouba. Jack Roslovic will get it back. Out of the box is Harkins. Puck is free along the boards to the corner now. Tough angle for Kapanen. No problem. Husso. Moving in now, stick handling Jake Wallman. They'll leave it there along the wall. Minchikov tries to pin it by Podkolzin. Jansen Harkins tied up by Podkolzin. The Oilers emerge. Kapanen's got it. Little stick lift. He stays with it. Pavel Minchikov, good-looking young defenseman. Former first-round pick out to center. He'll clear it back. Wide of the goal. Icing is called here.
New double cheesy melt at McDonald's. 2 juicy 100% Canadian beef patties, layers of cheesy goodness, topped with pickles and 2 kinds of onions. Try it today only at McDonald's.
You mentioned Minchikov, young defenseman. You know, Joe Quenneville has had to be patient with him, and it's really helped. You know, sometimes players get labeled and put in a position where, he's not ready. Well, Quenneville and his coaching staff has stuck with this player, and you can see the poise a lot. Very similar to some of the other young defensemen on this team. He's just starting to get it, and it's been a great asset for this Ducks team.
And 10th overall pick at 22. Lazar's tied up. Curtis Lazar in his first season as an Oiler. Little pop pass Janmark for Frederick doesn't work. Ty Emberson from well out. Buddy down by Husso. He spits out a rebound. And Ryan Paling will dump it out. Anaheim will change because of that. 11:24 left. Period 1. Mikhail Granlund, a power play goal. And the Ducks off to a good start. Up the ice go the Oilers. Lazar now will dump it in. Racco Gudas kicks it out to Zellweger. Over here it's Chris Kreider. A big hit. It's a rise from the crowd. Lazar on Olin Zellweger.
Yeah, this fourth line for the Edmonton Oilers is important, and they have to have some kind of presence, and right there, that's a good physical play.
Zellweger with a shot caught by Jari will get a stoppage. 10:57 left to go in this first period. Our first silly tonight. comes from Anaheim's Mikhail Granlund. Prime Monday Night Hockey, presented by Uber Eats.
Watch Edmonton. Tab 1. More actions. Button. More actions. Button. Oilers Arena Oregon 1. Modified. Proj 1/3. Reaper V7.57. 1. Oilers.
Lava. Eat new.
Oilers Arena Oregon. Group.
Stat.
Sound recorder window. Pause.
Overall
Pause.
goals scored, not even close. The Oilers are first and 5-on-5. And there you think, well,
Pause. Current time
do
0
they
hours
have
13 minutes
enough?
58
Well, they
seconds.
clearly
56 seconds.
do.
Time display.
Fourth in the entire NHL in power play goals. It hasn't even been close. We talked about how good the power play is year after year, and right now flirting with maybe the best we've seen in modern history.
Pause. Button.
And a great test for this Anaheim group that have cut down their goals against in this segment. A 7-game winning streak by a wide margin. Lacombe off a stick. Now Zach Hyman. And now McDavid accelerates in the zone. Lays it along for Ekholm. He'll draw to the corner. There's Nugent Hopkins. And Jackson Lacombe, as we see, will take over. Anaheim through center and back. His 15th year in the NHL. Mattias Ekholm. He'll wind it up through center. McDavid gains entry. They whip it across for Bouchard. Blocked. A bevy of humanity in front. And comes out to center. Ekholm will slam it right back in. Both teams are changing just about halfway through period one. Drew Hellison. Ryan Palin choked off by the back check of Podkolzin. The Oilers now reorganized. Darnell Nurse. Again center. He'll rim it by Husso. Picked up on the way back by Minchikov. Will play it to the outside. The puck is available. The Oilers get to it. It jumps the stick of Draisaitl. And now Pavel Minchikov back out. It'll go by Jeffrey Viel, who has come over from Boston in 5 games, a couple of goals and 18 hits. Now Edmonton will start out in the person of Leon Draisaitl. They gain the zone, work it to the outside. Podkolzin for Draisaitl. Hill ready. He's defended by Ryan Strome, a former Oiler. Out of the corner now. Rolled back. Controlled by Nurse. He'll lay it along, and Anaheim will pick it off again. Gudas off of Kapanen. It's a second crack at it. He'll dump it in. Darnell Nurse will start the breakout. As Barry Kapanen, whose season has been riddled by injuries. Zellweger. Gudas now. A quick up. Chipped in the zone by Kreider. Controlled by Jari and left for Spencer Stastny. He'll play it to the outside. Savoy. Szymanski now. The rookie. In his first game. Clears it around for Roslovic. Let go. Emberson now will feed it in. Along the boards. Szymanski in control of it. He gets support from Roslovic. Ian Moore, 74, white sweater for Anaheim. Hard time getting it out. Roslovic retrieves it for a moment. Moore takes over and finally gets it out.
Not much space out here for the guys in blue. Anaheim just checking extremely well in the early goings of this game.
Through center, another chip in charge by the Ducks. Jari will leave it there. Jari King in relief of Connor Ingram here Saturday night. Picked up the win. Trent Frederick moves in, takes it to the boards, denied by Lacombe and back out.
Yeah, Frederick's got to know when that play is over, and it's on the wall there. He's just got to get in the corner. That's where this line has to play.
Jackson Lacombe. Good defensive play by Evan Bouchard to negate that. Janmark out to center. Gain the zone. Frederick through the middle. Lazar. Frederick stopped by Husso. Puck is free along the boards. Lazar. Trent Frederick tried to spin off of Lacombe. That didn't work. Beckett Seneca out to center ice. Will lift it ahead. Ekholm on his horse. Drops it off. Here's Mattias Janmark. Will skate out to center. At his side, Trent Frederick. Good gap control by Minchikov. Here come the Ducks again. Seneca moves it across. Killorn. He'll drag it in front. And it's chipped high by Granlund. And we get a stoppage of play. 7 minutes and 18 seconds left to go in the opening period. There's our goal scorer on this beautiful night.
Sound recorder. Pause. Recording resumed. Pause.
NHL players return to the Olympic Winter Games in Milano Cortina, starting February 6th.
breaking news, Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl can score a lot of goals. Now, in fact, before the holiday break, Draisaitl scored his first hat trick since April 2023, and in doing so, he passed Glenn Anderson for the third most goals in franchise history. He now sits at 424 career goals, and next on the list is Jari Kurri with 474. Now, considering Draisaitl has scored 50-plus goals in 3 of his past 4 seasons, it's only a matter of time before he passes Kurri. But the big question becomes, will he catch the franchise leader Wayne Gretzky's 583?
It's a big question. Now, those two have combined on 525 goals so far. Draisaitl picked up his first Rocket Richard Trophy, leading the NHL in goal scoring last year. Granlund now with a toe drag out in front, forked wide. A good look for Anaheim. Killorn. Minchikov with a keep. Drew Hellison with a shot blocked in front by Darnell Nurse, who leads Edmonton in terms of blocks. Hyman busting in, great stick by Minchikov. They go to the corner. McDavid, Zach Hyman, back of the goal. He'll try this side. Whip it across, and Seneca's on it for the Ducks. They'll draw it back and start a breakout with 6:30 left in this first period. No icing here. Anaheim will change, and Jake Wallman, as we see, will start the breakout. McDavid with a head of steam. Pushes everybody back. Takes it to the outside, stops up, looks around. Lays it over here by Nurse. Out of the corner, overskated by Nugent-Hopkins. Left there to the corner wall, Paling grinding. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins gets control for the Oilers. He's sealed off by Lacombe. Another puck battle for Hyman. It goes between the legs of McDavid. He hustles across for it. And now VL will get it out to center ice.
How about Lacombe right there on McDavid? You know, he didn't read the puck or where it was. Nope.
Gauthier wide. Paling in front. Intended for Gauthier. Hold your thought, Jody.
I will.
Trouba. Here it comes. Drury was down. And he got it.
That was a wide open net, guys.
Wow.
Absolutely wide open. And what does this go off of? A couple sticks in the way.
Jari's got no
cage. Jari couldn't move.
He's got no blade in his skate, and he tried to get up after he went down, or he's got something under it. And right now, there's his blade to the right on the post. He gets up. No.
Oh, my.
No. It hit Jari. There's skate blades for everything in that crease. Right by the post, right here, it clicks. There goes the blade. All he knows is he's hit the post, and as he tries to get up, he can't. He's laying flat. It hits Cutter Gauthier's stick, and they see Jari in desperation. Pretty good form there to get off the ice, but that was after the whistle.
And up at Trouba's face, you could see it in his eyes, but where's the goalie? It was Gauthier, his own guy, that tipped it out of the way. I was thinking this is a goal. Rotated by Strome out in front. Rotated by Harkins. Strome taken down and merging with the puck. It's leaning on Draisaitl. Paul Colton. Leads on cross off the stick. Captured by Kapanen. Here comes Nurse. He'll take it in. And Zellweger off the stick of Husso, and then overskated by Kapanen. Carried out by Ryan Strome, and the clipped Oiler goes down. Darnell Nurse hit high with the stick. We'll get a stoppage here with 5:02 left in period 1. Oh, this is the stick of Ryan Strome that gets Nurse, who was up in the play and was tracking back as hard as he could. And watch the tail end. Nurse goes and finishes him. Watch the stick of Strome rides up and just catches him. Just a tiny bit. And I don't know, guys, if there was a call in the play. They blew the whistle, but no one put their hand up. I don't know if there's going to be a call here.
Well, and the linesman was right there, and they're meeting right now to get this right.
Anaheim, number 16, has been assessed a double minor for high stick. The play is under review.
They can look at it.
Well, that's the right way to do it, right? You call it, then you can take a peek. 4 minutes, there's blood clearly, right? So that's why the linesman can come in and do it.
Yeah, that's going to be, if he's cut down there, that's going to be a 4-minute penalty for the Ducks. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, he's got a cut there. On the outside on his lip. Yeah, the linesman is right there. You can see the linesman in sight, and he's got a clear look. See where he's looking. And the referee's arm isn't up. Neither referee has their arm up.
The stick
The
will ride
video
up the
review, the call on the ice
shaft.
is confirmed. Anaheim 16, 4 minutes, double minor high stick.
Well, Anaheim has played such a good first period so far. We're just about 15 minutes through it, and is that going to be what does them in? I shouldn't say for good, but right now, because they've done some good stuff, Jody.
Yeah, you know what, Hicks, and you talked about the checking. I mean, they just check. And, you know, they're on pucks right away. It looks to me like Edmonton thinks it's going to be an easier stride through the neutral zone, or when they get the puck, they've got the advantage just because they're the better team. But it's been the play of the Anaheim Ducks till now on the defensive side that's really dictated this game.
Bouchard now. 4-minute double minor, high sticking. McDavid out in front, swept wide by Hyman. Along the boards, the Ducks will get to it. Paling is out. They'll rack some time early on this kill. Jari now will settle it. 4:37 left in this first period. Anaheim on a goal by Mikael Granlund has a 1-0 lead. And here comes Connor. McDavid moves in. Lays it back for Draisaitl. They play catch. Draisaitl in tight. Off the skate of Gudas, I believe, and out of play.
Yeah, Gudas lucky there to get a piece of that puck as Draisaitl's in prime ice. They have so many options when they're set up in that offensive zone.
These guys, Jody, the give and go. I mean, two of the best players in the world. I don't know how it always opens up and it's always there, but those guys make that play constantly. And in a 4-minute power play, they're going to get a bunch. How about 97?
That's it. So Hyman, he knows Hyman's there. It's reliable. It's almost like a backboard on that back post. But you're right, Hicks, the give and go. It's almost like an elite soccer team. You know, you set up that strategy of the triangle, the give and go, and they're so relieved with making pinpoint plays.
Nobody in the league has more goals than Zach Hyman since the middle of December. Draisaitl now. Here comes McDavid. Right in! And it's sent across with Husso down and out. Nugent Hopkins. Draisaitl now. All the way across, awaiting is McDavid. He'll dance. He'll take it in. Goes off sticks. Draisaitl will settle it. Slow it down and feed Evan Bouchard. They're working around to Nugent Hopkins. McDavid brings it ahead. Draisaitl stopped by Husso and dumped out of the zone by Mikael Granlund.
Well, Husso has to play so deep with Draisaitl that low in the zone, and right there he was so quick to get across and get a piece of it. He was well aware of the play that might happen. And boy, what a save by him on this penalty kill for the Ducks.
2:20 on the power play as we see. Kasperi Kapanen to the outside. Rimmed in by Podkolzin. Roslovic let it go for Matthias Ekholm. Jack Roslovic. Ekholm at the point. Roslovic from the boards. Walks it. Shoots it. Swallowed up. Frozen by Billy Husso. Let's go down to Andy Petrillo.
Well, John, AI is the future of criminal justice, and it's closer than you think. Christopher Raven has 90 minutes to prove his innocence or face execution. Mercy, starring Chris Pratt and Rebecca Ferguson, is only in theaters this Friday. Get tickets now.
The top unit for the Oilers comes out. This is a play by Draisaitl. Keep it on Husso. He's very deep. He's quick to get across, and look at that. It's a patent play from Leon Draisaitl. 4 seconds left in the first minor. Key here for the Ducks is try to get through this first one. That's the first victory of this penalty kill if they can get through it.
Bouchard. Now McDavid again. Draisaitl in tight. McDavid shouldered down by Husso. Bouchard and Draisaitl work a play here. Waiting is Nugent Hopkins out in front. Tapped in! In his office. It's a power play goal, and the Oilers have tied it.
Well, you're playing against the odds here with the Edmonton Oilers power play. And a double minor. The top unit gets back. Look at Hyman. He's going to be right on that back post. Everybody knows it. He's just hanging out there, and offensive zone time gives him that luxury to be able to hang there. He gets inside position on Trouba. Trouba knows what's coming here. He's on the backside of Hyman. He's just waiting to take his stick. He goes for the stick, and Hyman's second whack at that block beats Husso.
And there's just too many threats, Jody. Too many guys listed up here. Big killer. You got 97 always in mind. If Draisaitl Bouchard brings it up top, it just frees up extra time. And I think for Nugent Hopkins, probably more time than he thought. Maybe a small consolation for the Ducks. It's even now. Came just after 2 minutes and came off of that penalty.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Kasperi Kapanen busting in for a chance. Kicked out by Husso. On the boards, a tie-up. Jake Wallman. Little handoff now for Puck Colson. He was hurried up by VL. Left there along the wall. Lacombe knocking it down, and Jeffrey VL, the former Bruin, will clear it through center all the way down. It'll make it icing with 2:12 left.
A good test right now for the Ducks, Hicks, is, the momentum has now gone to the building in the Edmonton Oilers. They're a second of a back-to-back. There's 2 minutes and 12 seconds left in the first period. Grab this game and don't just try to survive it. Husso's played well. They've got young players out on the ice. Just try to get momentum back a little bit and play the same way they've done here to start this game.
Granlund and Draisaitl get situated here for this face-off. Spoke too soon.
Now they're ready.
Okay. Thank you, Jody. My man up here. Wallman. Nurse hinging down. Shot again. No rebound allowed by Husso. And another face-off.
It's fascinating to watch Leon Draisaitl in these plays. You can see Nurse's bandage up there. He's on the weak side. And elite players always think that option, they see the options that are available. He sees that shot go in. He's thinking, man, you should have slid that over to me there. Pretty demanding. You see Savoy there, the young player, listening to Draisaitl. Give me the puck.
It's a big responsibility, isn't it?
Savoy's had a nice season.
Off the face-off, guys. Penalty coming up here to the Oilers.
Okay, delayed whistle. Husso to the bench. Zellweger. Paling's pass outside the line. Beckett Seneca will wind it up here with $1:45 left in the first period. Great start to this one. 1 point separate the two teams in the Pacific Division. Gauthier dumps it in on Jari, and that'll stop play. High sticking is the call with 95 seconds left in the period.
It's going to be Savoy, guys, right off the face-off. We talked about him and Draisaitl talking earlier. This one gets one back, but we're paying attention to him on the left side right here as he tries to hold up just a little bit. Stick comes up, and Garrett Rank makes the call. And just as Anaheim found some life on this, take a look again on the far right side. Not a whole lot there, but it gets the face of Gauthier and a chance for Anaheim to reclaim that lead.
Garrett Rank and Brandon Blandina are the referees tonight. Off the draw. Home. Gauthier, slot pass kicked out by Granlund. They work it around. This is Seneca. To the goal line. Kreider between his legs. Stopped by Jari. Kreider, a fancy Dan move. Seneca now. Lacombe will dish out. Mikhail Granlund. Lacombe. Gauthier shot off the stick of Jari, left in back of the goal. Kreider wins the battle, gets the puck. Here they go again. Lacombe. Laid along for Granlund. To the slot, it's Kreider. Good play. Converged on he was by Curtis Lazar. Granlund now holding onto it. Under a minute left in the period. Seneca's pass off sticks. Reset by the Ducks. Granlund, goal line. Seneca, power move off Jari. It's held in by Jackson Lacombe. He'll spin away from Janmark. Throw on the brakes and deal it back for Cutter Gauthier. His shot hung on to by Jari.
Oh, the poise and the confidence of this group as they're out there. And you have Kreider in front, but the value of him to get pucks back in the battle a couple times here. And this was the little trickery, a little time and space. So he takes it, and Jari tracks that the entire way.
Those puck retrievals as well, Jody, just continue to win them. And you mentioned a guy like Kreider, so dangerous right at that goal mouth, but they just continue to come up with those pucks, win every single battle, and they still got possession now.
Now a shot again from Gauthier, fended off by Jari and carried out to center by McDavid. He, along with Nugent Hopkins, he has a trailer echo off the goalpost, I believe, on the near side. McDavid now tries to feed it out in front. Cutter Gauthier will lay it out to center ice. 9 seconds left in the period. Granlund off a defensive stick, swept along by Bouchard. 2 seconds left. It's a foot race. One by McDavid and the wall. That's all.
He's going to get in and shoot that puck.
Good period by the Anaheim Ducks. A nice response by the Oilers on the power play here. But I think the Edmonton Oilers have to sharpen up in the battles and the urgency in this game.
I agree, Jody, and you got to wonder for Anaheim, is that the best you're going to see in a tired group, or are they going to continue to scratch and claw away? I've loved their effort tonight, and I think we're set up for a fun following 40 here.
Stay tuned for our first intermission presented by Rogers. Let's take a look right here as the Oilers file off. Highlights and analysis.
Pause. Stop
Oilers
recording.
player,
Pause.
we all
Recording
get
resume.
that. But for you to
We'll
go
take audio
through it
consult.
as an individual with your family and so on, what was that like?
Well, it was special to be in Vancouver and back in Canada. And, you know, you look at the signage there, leave no doubt.
Welcome to narrator. Quick start. Minimum.
Coming
Exit
into
0. Minute.
that
Audacity
year,
window.
coming
Track
off
view.
of 2006.
We'll take
and
audio.
then
Reset.
to
Main.
be able to
1.
win with that
Increase value.
group,
Increase. Microphone.
you know,
Microphone.
Jumbo
97.
Joe, and to see
98.
how excited and happy everybody was, but to be a part
Sound
of the
recorder window.
championship.
Oilers
where
Arena,
I am
Oregon
with
1.
my mom and dad,
2.
Jim
Oilers hockey.
Mela.
More actions. Banner.
It,
Search. Button.
it was
Search.
really special. Here's the brain trust. All the defensemen
the
on the
brain
team.
trust.
There they are.
Yeah.
Mike Richards snuck in the middle there.
Self-proclaimed brain trust.
That's
2.
right.
Oilers hockey on.
Yeah, that's the
right.
beauty right there.
Live tap.
You know,
Heading.
it
Action.
came with
Heading.
adversity too, right? You guys
2. Oilers hockey on.
had your challenges. It was a journey.
Here he goes after the puck. He's played all
Absolutely.
night.
Just like
Wayne Gretzky
2002
in
in
on
Salt
goal.
Lake. Lost early in the tournament, had to find ourselves, find that
Gretzky gets the
chemistry,
winner.
and that little
It's
bit
a
of adversity, I think, got us over the hump and really propelled us forward to win
When he
gold.
was going down the wing, you could
Get a
see
chance to
turning,
go
and he knew
after
he
it.
had time.
Best on best. These guys will in just a couple of weeks. It's an unbelievable experience for the players, for the fans, and for the game in general. Thank you, Bronx, for that. Chris Pronger. More of him. Second
when he was going down the
post-game
wing.
with Dad, Dan, and Blake.
Puck in from where he was.
John, Jody, Hicks, Andy, back with you. Outstanding first period.
Yeah, it really was. And, you know, the Ducks are at the end of this power play, and they've got to be just as sharp as the other boys. What a goal. But the Ducks don't seem to keep the pressure up. Great to have Bronze on the set here this week.
Oh, yeah. He's been here for a
2.
few
Happy.
days.
Tap bar tap. Search tab. 2. Happy birthday Wayne. Profile 1. Create. Button. Replay keyboard short.
Played
New
for
keyboard
both
shortcut.
of these
Still
franchises.
out
Banner,
there,
banner.
killing the
Search.
penalty.
Happy birthday Wayne.
In 07.
Subscribe.
Kreider.
View. Alt tab.
Out of the box.
Banner. Banner. Here.
Savoy
Search.
shot
Combo
goes
edit.
wide. The
Search.
rebound.
Fans. Sync.
Gauthier out of the corner.
Happy.
Drops it off. Kyle
Berkey.
Granlund.
Y.
Zach
A. E.
Hyman.
Birthday.
Traded goals in period 1 as we kick off the second period.
Gretzky.
Long
Space.
changes for
2.
the
Happy birthday
teams,
Wayne.
and that
Gretzky.
play is offside.
Notification. Account. Alt. On. What? Reset. What? Heading.
Against certain teams, there's more
Alt tab item.
conversation on the bench and on the ice. You heard it there with McDavid picking that puck up. You got Trouba, you got Radko Gudas, two guys, great open ice hitters, sort of an art that's been lost in the game. And those are two guys that are always looking to get that McDavid.
2. Happy.
Or
Tab
the
bar tab.
surprise
2.
hit.
New tab. Button.
Yeah.
HTTPS.
Trouba stepped
Clear
up
search query.
here.
Search.
David
Create.
doesn't see him.
Compliment. Oilers Arena. Sound recorder window.
Oh,
Pause.
the referee
Oilers
there
Arena.
said heads
2.
up.
Happy
He
birthday
was
Wayne
gonna
Gretzky.
run into the referee.
Channel
and
watermark.
then,
Button.
well,
Seek slider.
maybe
Slider. Play keyboard.
Give him a little heads
Pause
up.
keyboard shortcut.
Trouba was going this way.
Banner. Banner.
You know, Tom Wilson tells guys now that
Alt tab.
as he goes to hit them, he'll say heads up
Heading.
before he hits.
Go.
Yes.
Fencing. Happy
Never did
birthday.
that for
More
me.
act. Fencing.
Killorn on the doorstep. He
Here's Johnny
scores!
Jr.,
Alex
son of-
Killorn
Going
out
back.
of
YouTube video
nowhere.
player. Close. Button.
Picks up the loose puck.
Set they're on, and it's just get it to a good.
Doorstep, he scores! Alex Killorn out of nowhere. Picks up the loose puck. 55 seconds into period 2. Anaheim back on top.
Well, the Anaheim Ducks forecheck has been a key to this winning stretch that they're on, and it's just get it to a good area and create pressure. You can see the race is won. That's Paling. But what a play by him. That's a tough angle pass. You got to put it around the corner of the net. This is a heads-up play as he just spins off the check.
Oilers fans get the playoff tickets by Wayne. Oilers fans get the playoff tickets by Wayne Gretzky.
Beautiful. The issue.
Oilers
Three
fans get the playoff
jerseys.
tickets by Wayne
1,
Gretzky.
2, 3. Oilers behind.
Buy
You can
Stanley
have
Cup
guys
tickets
there.
for
You can
$1.
have bodies there.
Going back.
If the puck's stopped
Video.
up, but when that thing's still free,
Search with your
they
voice.
give up some premium ice in
Look
front
for
of
video.
that corner. It
Send us
doesn't
feedback.
take him much.
Untitled video.
Alex Killorn, who just
Keep it
played
quick.
his
Let's
1,000th
Stun away.
NHL game at the
Button.
start of
Profile
this
menu.
road
Home.
trip in Colorado.
Graphic.
As the difference maker thus
More.
far.
Search. View. Create.
The early
Symbols. Button.
stages of the
Add
second
audio.
period,
Add
Evan
add lyrics.
Bouchard
Button. Write some lyrics.
drops it off for
Happy.
Puck Colson.
Birthday.
Pulled
2.
away from
View.
Minchikov. Bouchard with a bomb
Happy.
wide, and now
Birthday.
Ekholm
What?
will run it
2.
deeper in
View.
the zone
Space.
out of the corner. It was by
Happy.
Drew Hellison.
Birthday.
Played by Leon Draisaitl.
Clear.
Bouchard now slings a pass. Kapanen.
Red Sky.
Draisaitl.
New- what?
Back
Hey,
for
yes.
Bouchard.
Gretzky.
Draisaitl in his
Gretzky.
spot at the flex wide.
Happy.
Left to the corner, retrieved by Kasperi Kapanen.
In half.
Mattias
Button.
Ekholm.
Up sample style.
The shot
Button.
shielded
Hypergraph.
by
Up.
Husso. Left to the
At
corner
persona.
again.
At audio. B5.
The
Custom.
Ducks
B5. Button.
converge. Pick it up.
B5.
Trying
Tab bar
to
tab.
get
Search.
out of
Son of
dodge
A.
here.
More. B5 Pro Beta Authentic. One in. B5.
Draisaitl
B4.
picked
B4
off
Pro.
by
B4 Pro.
Ian
Tab bar
Moore.
tab. Search.
He'll get
B4
it
Pro.
out to
Tab bar tab.
center.
Search.
And the
Son of A.
strength
More.
of
B5 Pro Beta
Draisaitl
Authentic.
on the back check. Just wanted
B4 Pro
to
improved sound
keep
quality.
the
Button.
offensive
Son
zone.
of A. I music. Son of A. Button.
That's
Son of logo.
Savoy.
Profile menu button. Button.
Goes across with
Read.
a shot
Cover image.
taken
Credit.
off the
Custom.
glove
Add
hand
audio.
of
Add in. Lyrics.
Billy
Unclear.
Husso
Button.
from
Write some lyrics for a prompt.
Roslovic, and
Button.
now
Clear.
filled in
Undo
by
lyrics changes. Button.
Wallman.
Lyrics happy.
He'll
Undo
walk
clear
it.
lyrics. Button.
Tip
Write some
just
lyrics. Button.
wide.
Enhance
With
lyrics.
Savoy
CD.
out
Styles.
in
Button.
front.
Button. Up sample styles. Button.
Wallman
Hypergraph.
now
Full
in
trans.
center zone sends it back.
Oh.
The Oilers regroup.
Oh.
Darnell Nurse. Off the
Suggest
stick
hockey.
of Matt Savoy.
N. A. F.
Handle.
Fans.
I'll take it back. No
D. I.
handle for Husso.
N.
Now
F. Space.
Zellweger.
Fans.
Flips the puck out to center.
Singing.
Just about 3
Happy.
minutes gone in the second
B.
period. Jake Wallman
Birthday.
pressed
2.
on the play.
Wayne. Space.
Tied
Wayne.
up by Granlund. They do battle. It's dug out by Killorn.
Gretzky.
McComb, a
Space.
good play.
S.
Trouba.
Add style.
Stick save
Add
for
style.
Tristan Jarry. Back on
Style
to
influence.
McDavid.
Weirdness. Slider. Auto. Button. Weirdness. Slider at
In
50.
his own zone.
49.
Nugent
47.
Hopkins. A
15.
charging
14.
McDavid.
12.
Here he
0.
comes. He'll cut
51.
across.
52.
He's taken down by McComb.
100.
And we play on.
Song title. Optional.
Out to center.
Happy.
Everyone holding their breath as
Birthday.
Connor
Space.
McDavid
Oh.
slow
Clear.
to get
Create
out.
zone. Button.
McComb with a shot at headhunter high. Goes by Moore and
Add
out.
bar. Check.
There's
Create.
McDavid. He's
Library.
onside. He's
Heading level
in.
1.
He's
Full library.
thrown it
Up.
again. And a penalty will
Persona.
be called.
Books.
We'll
Like.
see.
History. Search. Summary. Filter. Newest.
Is it a
Like. Public.
penalty
Upload.
or a
Happy.
penalty
100,000
shot?
new.
It's a penalty shot.
There's been 2 sequences here where Connor McDavid is trying to beat the defenseman. The speed down the wing, but
Play Happy Thousand Wayne Newton.
stays
Play
on
Happy
his
Thousand Wayne
inside
Newton.
shoulder, and he was
Play Happy Thousand Wayne Newton. Button. Play Happy Thousand Wayne Newton. Uploads. Button. Public. Up. Play Happy Thousand Wayne Newton. Pause Happy Thousand Wayne Newton. Play. Add bar. Check. Son of logo. Son of logo. Button.
Okay.
Profile menu button.
There have been
Profile menu.
26
Account. Sign
penalty
out. Menu
shots
item.
going into
Profile menu button.
tonight's action. 5 goals
Create.
across the league.
Sign in. Button.
It's
Dialogue.
a little different when it's
Close
Connor
logo.
McDavid.
Sign in with that. Sign in with.
He's
Sign in
4
with.
for 8
Button.
in his career.
Son of AI music and 5 more.
Mano a mano.
Hidden dot.
Billy
Loading complete.
Husso.
Privacy policy. Privacy
McDavid
terms of
will
service.
swoop in. Shut
Hidden dot.
down
Son
by
of. Button.
Husso.
Hidden dot cardinal 2.
You got to have
Loading
the
page.
Anaheim bench because they didn't feel that should have been a penalty
Processing.
shot. It wasn't a clear-cut breakaway as Trouba.
Still loading.
Had
Create
the
your own
speed
song.
coming
Play bar.
back.
Toggle shuffle button.
You
Play bar.
survive
Toggle repeat
that,
button.
you don't have to face the best power play in the NHL.
Loading complete. Son of. Profile. Button. App bar. Profile 1. Send chat. Son of. Profile.
McDavid hit the
Oh,
blue
create.
line, and then he locked it in right there at the top of this crease.
Custom. B5. Add audio. Add in lyric button. Write some lyrics or a prompt or lead blank for instrumental. Edit.
Surprised
Write some lyrics or a
David
prompt.
come in on that side. You know, you look at the game winner
Birthday.
against Washington,
2.
a breakaway,
Space. Oh,
came at the
2.
other end and goes to his
Back, new line.
backhand
You.
there, but he's got a whole lot of
Cap line.
tricks.
Happy.
Hasn't been, not the last time we'll hear from 97 tonight.
Birthday.
Husso
one,
has done
2.
4 of
T,
6
T.
penalty shots in his
You.
career. He's
Happy.
on now.
Birthday. Fear.
And
Cap.
it's
Cap
best.
C.
That's 50-50 on that play.
D.
Now along the boards, it pops
S.
out to center. That
Gretzky.
player went
Space.
down. It was
Gretzky.
Chris Kreider.
Happy.
Ty Emberson moves
Birthday.
it in, contained
2.
by Husso.
Space. Oh, 2.
They'll look around.
In hand.
They'll
Stop.
play it
Button.
along
Stop.
at the
In hand.
flex
Button.
on a play.
Lyrics happy. Add in.
It has
Add audio.
stopped at
Custom.
16-20 left
Custom.
in the second
B5.
period.
Yeah, you just got to
B5.
keep an eye on Connor McDavid, too. I mean, he went into
3.5
the
basics.
boards
B3
hard. He
older.
was slow
Button.
to get out.
Son of AI button.
A
Like.
little bit uncomfortable
Cap
as he
Add audio. Add lyrics happy.
stay
Add
out
persona.
there
Lyrics
for
happy.
that
Clear.
penalty
Button. Write some
shot,
lyrics. In hand.
of
Stop.
course he
Button.
wanted
The Bridge
to
button.
do, but
The Bridge
this is that collision.
The Bridge.
you know,
Charlie.
he's
Slow
got
by
that
Band over.
top
3.
speed.
Edit.
He makes this move. Now he's off balance. You can't
Cap A.
stop. I mean, there's nothing.
Recording.
That's the most
Up.
hopeless feeling right there when you're
T.
on the
Oh,
ice
F.
sliding. You know, it's fresh
Hockey.
ice into the boards,
Proud.
and
C.
it looks to be okay, but
Happy.
it makes sense.
R.
You can feel everybody hold their breath
Birthday.
in this building.
A. F. Suggest.
Draisaitl's line
Game.
gets out
Space.
there
Button.
for Chris
Add.
Dunlop.
Add.
Nurse
Add.
wedged
Exclude.
by
Mail. Button. Make. Men. Auto. Song title.
Wilson
Optional.
to the
Edit.
goal line. It's Kapanen.
Happy.
Pounded by Lacombe.
Birthday.
Kapanen moves it by Draisaitl.
Wayne. Space.
Nurse will
Wayne.
get it deep again. Leon Draisaitl cycles
Oh,
out.
clear. Create song. Button.
It's played outside the blue line by Darnell Nurse. Pass is choked choked off
At work.
momentarily by
Profile menu.
Gauthier.
Studio. Library. Heading level 1. Old library.
Back up.
Search.
Gauthier
Workspace.
moves in.
Books.
2 men in on the
Hits.
forecheck.
Filter. New list. Like.
Manley's got it.
Upload. Happy birthday. Play happy birthday. Wayne.
Turns it over to
Pause happy
Kapanen, who
birthday.
gets it back out to center.
Play happy birthday.
Comes
At
up
work.
hard
Chat.
on Nurse.
Oh,
It
38.
springs out to Kapanen. Good stick by
Search.
Zellweger.
Covering it from. Simple
Long
button.
angles
Credit.
along the
Custom
boards.
buttons. D3.
Right along the
D3.
dash. Hughes has
button.
a tough time. It's
Custom,
swung out
custom,
in
button,
front.
D3, button.
Reset by the
D5 Pro,
Oilers.
1 million,
Draisaitl.
D5 Pro beta, authentic gold. Son of Bay,
Emerson.
button. Son of logo.
Stastny.
Credit suite. Add style, 98 volume, 98, 60 volume left, 68 volume left. Add style, reactive,
They've tied it.
add style, fill it, event, exclude style. Male, button, female, button, manual, button, auto, button, manual, auto, weirdness, slider at 50.
Well, the Oilers get set up in the offensive
49,
zone.
47.
You can see that net front presence, but that's just a play towards the net. Draisaitl's off
Silence,
to the
check,
left. You
51.
can see him over there. I'm not sure what Billy
52,
Russo is
54.
upset about here.
100. Some title, optional, edit,
Listen,
happy
he's
birthday,
way
Wayne Gretzky. What's
outside,
more?
and
Oh, quick, create
you
song.
can tell Stastny he didn't like the look of the shot that he was going to have. Didn't feel he had a chance and was looking back door. A lucky bounce, and
Create song,
we
button.
got a 2-2 game.
Free,
I don't know what it is with Husso.
Heading level one,
there's
full
nothing
library.
really there at all.
He put his arm
Playlist.
up right away.
Studio cut.
Joe
Cover art.
Quenneville is
Like.
talking to the referee
Up.
right now.
Play happy
They're
birthday,
giving him a little
play happy
more
birthday, Wayne
time.
Gretzky. Play happy birthday, Wayne Gretzky, button. Pause happy.
Second goal
Play
this
happy
season.
birthday, Wayne Gretzky, button.
Happy birthday to you. Taking their 30-second timeout.
Okay.
It's got to be to buy time.
Yeah, you want to go a little deeper
Seven,
on
seven,
this.
eight.
How about the entry?
80
I mean,
volume
not
left.
that Husso would have picked that up.
Oh, what's Quenneville saying here? He doesn't want to call timeout. Tell him I didn't want to call timeout.
Quenneville said, I never called timeout. He said, I never called it. So
This
he's
is,
going to want that back.
Garrett Rank that made
It's
the
still,
announcement.
it's still a timeout.
He said he never called one. I didn't see him call one.
And you're eavesdropping.
You're right there.
Good at it. Finely tuned machine.
No
down there.
timeout. He says play, but I don't know if he's going to win this argument, Hicks.
We got a word on this?
Well, Rank is the one that was at the bench and skated over to the scorekeeper time box here and announced it.
Yeah, Quenneville's saying, just make sure I still have my timeout.
He's going to get the message.
Well, he's one of the greatest coaches ever.
It's a veteran move of all time.
To get a timeout without taking a timeout.
Yeah, it might have been longer than a timeout.
Coach Q.
I don't think he's going to get his timeout back.
No, he's not. Not by that.
I had my headset off, guys. I don't know what you were saying. He's not happy.
No, that's not
what I summed
one.
up.
Okay. So they burn a timeout. Spencer Stastny gets the goal. Just about 5 minutes gone now here in the second period. Joe Quenneville started with Chris Pronger, St. Louis Blues, 97, the 3 Stanley Cups with Chicago. See him lifting that chalice, and again over 1,100 wins. As he's getting to that level. Scotty Bowman over 1,200 wins. He's the all-time leader in that category. Quenneville over 1,000 that comes out to center. Johnston now will lay it along. It's a bouncing puck. Tim Rossi trying to move in for the Ducks, so now Tristan Jarry will set it up. Osborne has the puck. Spencer Stastny. Back on it. Popped it back. Laid along as Anaheim reestablishes their breakout. Shots are 17 for the Oilers. 14 taken by the Ducks. Out of the corner. Ekholm sweeps it. McDavid through the slot and out. It's Bouchard. Off the skate of Granlund. On the way back, Trouba rescues the puck. Jackson Lacombe will start a breakout. He goes north for Seneca. Back at Seneca. Rims it around to Mikael Granlund. Granlund out of the corner. Picked up by McDavid. Then Ekholm to the point. Zellweger, he'll drop it off. Seneca tries a nice move on Bouchard. He shows his board work, which is exceptional for a young player. Out of the corner now. Ekholm retaken by Killorn. Olin Zellweger for Racco Gudis. A shot blocked in front by Ekholm. Nugent Hopkins gave it away to Alex Killorn. The two-time Cup winner at Tampa Bay coughed it up. Nugent Hopkins walled off it by Paling. Here comes McDavid. Ekholm. Have a one-goal lead.
Well, Nugent Hopkins just celebrated his 1,000th game in the National Hockey League, all as an Edmonton Oiler. He's going to get the puck. Now, Paley's going to come off the bench. Look at him, direct. But Nugent Hopkins is so intelligent. Little chip play to the right man, Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid slides that across, and Ekholm, the defenseman. He's going to make that play, but he's going to go to the net, and that pushes everything back, and he's just got to deflect that in.
The thinnest of margins on every play. You pointed out the Nugent Hopkins play, the little touch by Ekholm, and once again, there's no time. Just a touch to find the 5-hole on Husso.
Mattias Ekholm finishes off a beautiful play. Lazar now out in front, paddle down for Husso. He's got it. 13:18 left to go in the second period. Sellies all the way around. It starts with Alex Killorn early in the period. Then we get run from Spencer Stastny. And how about the old graybeard here, Mattias Ekholm.
Oh, happy birthday, Wayne Gretzky. Happy birthday. Edit title. Edit title. 1 button. Bubbles Arena. Sound recorder. Mark.
Right
Recording
now,
resumed.
lead the NHL
Mark.
points.
Connor
Current time
leads
0 hours,
the
49 minutes.
NHL
Pause. Button.
scoring as of this date. That goes off a stick off the L. Pitch to the slot. Nice takeaway by Kasperi Kapanen. Nurse off a stick. It goes off Trouba, and it goes out of play.
And Nurse sees Hyman right in front there, and he's trying to get the puck inside. And there's former Oilers coach Jay Woodcroft. First time back in the building. He's now an assistant coach for the Anaheim Ducks. Great teacher. I had him in San Jose. He was our video coach there with Todd McClellan. But he was here, and against the Vegas Golden Knights a few years ago now. Just couldn't get things going in that playoff series, and now he's found a home on a good bench and with a good young group in Anaheim.
Brand new coaching staff over there across the board. A lot of veterans. Ryan McGill, Tim Army. Mentioned Jay supporting Joel Quenneville now. Podkolzin in the skates of Leon Draisaitl. He'll get to it. Picked off and carried out by Ryan Paling. Paling at the line, deals, but goes off the stick of Wallman, who gets it back. Jake Wallman springs Vasily Podkolzin at the blue line. The play will continue now at a delayed offside out to center. McComb in control of it. Paling will step in, stumble. Jailbreak here for Nurse. Nurse right in for a shot. He scores! Short side stinger by Darnell Nurse. 12:26 left to go in the second period. 4-2 Edmonton. We're going to second period is going to be a key for the Anaheim Ducks.
In a good first, but right now it's getting blown wide open. It's any mistake you're going to make. And right here, unfortunately, Paling gets a little ahead of himself, and Nurse has got all time and space. He checks his options, and he takes his number one, and that's the short side here.
A great job with the eyes, Jody, to sort of keep Husso at bay, but that's twofold. There was a mistake by Paling, but it was the fact Lacombe gave it to him, and he was heading up the ice, because it was sort of a sure thing, and not quite.
Current time 0 hours, 51 minutes, 58 seconds.
What a great play by Nurse.
Right, and why it's that odd man rush. Everybody else on the ice thinks that puck is going to go in the zone, and it's one mistake, and everyone gets caught.
Darnell Nurse, as the Oilers are getting a ton of scoring recently from their back end. Stastny now moves it across out to center. Puck is played deeper by Curtis Lazar. Drew Hellison will take over. He'll stop. Start a breakout. Minchikov will hit it back in his own zone. Good forechecking pressure here by the Oilers as it comes out through center.
Current time 0 hours, 52 minutes, 36 seconds, 64
Looks
seconds.
around. The pass outside.
Pause, button.
It's Ekholm. Right in. He scores! When it rains, it pours! 6 goals from their back end over the recent games, and the Oilers now lead it by 3.
play, I mean, any night you don't want to turn the puck over 6 feet inside the blue line, and there Seneca tries to force it. You can see why. At the line change, it's getting wide. Forget the short side. Husso's there. That top corner, far side's wide open.
It should have been a 2-on-1 the other way, but Ekholm closed so quickly at 6'5", and the read that he has, the smarts, and you mentioned, Jody, offensive blue line turnovers are going to kill you, especially against the Oilers. You just don't think it's going to be the D-men that are making you pay like that.
Yeah, they're up and they're gone quick.
Making 7 goals now from their back end. Hat trick from Bouchard Saturday. The 4 goals here tonight, the 2 from Ekholm. It goes off Jarry. Battle ensues. It's frozen by Tristan Jarry and a disturbance out in front.
Yeah, Ekholm's hot because he got his stick knocked out of his hand. He thought it was should have been an interference call. You could still, he's still talking about it. And there's Ross Johnston. Play with him, Hicks.
Watch the stick of Ekholm. It goes flying. He's gone. It's more than a defenseman in there, yeah. And you better believe guys like Johnston feeling the temperature of the game. 5-2, you need some sort of spark and trying to cause a ruckus in front of the net.
Ekholm's such a competitor. You know, he's a guy that gets out there a lot of the times with McDavid. Remember his role in Nashville, mostly a shutdown guy, but he
54 seconds, 88
does
seconds.
have offensive ability, and since he's gotten to Edmonton, which he loves Edmonton, because it reminds him of home back in Sweden, northern Sweden. So a great fit here, and a guy like that scores is a big boost for that bench, especially down the wing, top shelf.
4 goals come in the span of 3 minutes and 49 seconds. Ekholm with 2 tonight. His last goal, middle of December, 22 games ago. Seneca now holding on to it. Short side bid doesn't work. Here's Lacombe up top. Granlund goes off his stick, and he's pressured by McDavid. Back at Seneca, nice toe drag.
Live, skip backwards 10, speed.
And he goes high with a great chance. All initiated. Wallman gets it. Wallman now to the outside, hampered by Beckett Seneca. Darnell Nurse will start again. He'll stretch out the ice. McDavid. Nugent Hopkins. His shot shielded off the stick of Husso. Left to the boards. McDavid through the slot. Picked off by Jackson Lacombe halfway through the game. 5-2 Oilers. Gudas springs Kreider. His shot caught by Tristan Jarry. 9:52 left to go in the second period. Almost too many.
Skip forward.
He joins. He gets one. You figure they're done, right? How about this short side? This will keep the goaltender catching. Ekholm comes in again, looking for more. He goes glove side. Just a beautiful shot. Following a hat-trick night for Evan Bouchard. 4 goals combined for those 3 guys. What a night it's been for the back end of the Oilers.
Huck Colson now restarts a breakout. Stastny flushed out by Harkins. Draisaitl calmly through the middle of the ice. Rejected by Zellweger. Draisaitl moves it across for Kapanen. Spencer Stastny gets it deep. There's Puck Colson out of the corner. In the skates of Draisaitl. Ryan Strome has the puck. Aerial flip it. It's gloved down by Stastny. Strome to the corner. That's Colson got there first. Now the Oilers with a restart. 9:11 left in the second period. 5-2 Edmonton. Cutting across. Kapanen with a drop pass here for Leon Draisaitl. He's picked up by Paling. Wallman to the outside. Colson denied. And Husso's got it.
You know, for the Anaheim Ducks, they're not making plays. They're flipping pucks. They got to get back to controlling the play when they get it.
At FanDuel, you can play your game your way. Danielle's game is shots on goal in the third. And secretly hoping for OT. Control the odds like never before. Whatever your game, play it your way.
There's a line here for the Edmonton Oilers to get going. This third line with Rosselvik. There's more 5-on-5 time here. It's an important piece of this formula.
Savoy and Szymanski in his first NHL game. Ian Moore out through center will rattle it deep. Home let it go. Shot from the flank blocked. Shot taken by Tim Washy. Here come the Oilers. Matt Savoy. Right out. Russo says no. It just wouldn't go.
He can't believe it as he comes off to the bench here. That was a wide open cage.
Wallman now will start out. Deeper in the zone. Roslovic. Rather, Lazar goes in hard on Minchikov. It's cleared around. Stastny. Curtis Lazar kicks it out to Janmark. And it's steered out by the Ducks. And now a foot race. Seneca pressing Emberson. Seneca wins the battle. It's loose. It's cleaned up by Emberson. And a penalty is called. Good work by the rookie, Beckett Seneca.
Yeah, excellent work. He's coming off a hat trick last night. How about this play? Szymanski all alone. Oh! Stomped on the back door.
49, 2 minutes. Okay.
Savoy chokes up on his stick there. This was the initial rush on that play to Roslovic, and you can see the over back check. Roslovic home with the play, and here's the penalty. Seneca is strong for a young kid there. Gets in the middle, right there, that hook.
Ty Emberson gets the gate here, so Anaheim gets a chance to get a lifeline here.
They need this lifeline too when you think about it. I mean, 5-2, you're trailing, everything's going wrong. Since the Oilers started to turn it on here, is this your chance to maybe get back?
Through center ice, shorthanded, Nugent Hopkins to the slot, a spin, McDavid, a handoff, Bouchard, a dangle, he's in! Oh, that wouldn't go! Husso holding the fort as the Oilers put on a shorthanded clinic. Out of the corner now. Seneca through the middle, Cutter Gauthier. Defended by Evan Bouchard, who takes the puck away, turns. He's hounded by Kreider and Gauthier. They battle in the corner. Bouchard content to keep it right there. $1:18 left in this power play. It kicks out right to Connor McDavid. He looks around for help. Sometimes he doesn't need it. Now pull back, lay it along, a shot. Good stop by Husso. Excellent short-handed chance for Matt Savoy. Lacombe. Back out through center. Kreider now will feed it in. Handle a tough one for Jari. Killorn. He establishes back for Seneca. Beckett Seneca looks it over. Jackson Lacombe in tight. Peels away from the coverage. 39 seconds left in the power play. Lacombe, one-timer. Seneca rejected by Tristan Jari. Seneca again. Granlund holding. Shooting one. He scores! Mikael Granlund with his second goal tonight. It's a power play goal, and the Ducks are in the neighborhood.
Well, the Oilers' penalty kill just could not get a clear. A couple times here. Bouchard early, he was hesitant just to clear the puck. And keep an eye on Seneca on the top part of the screen here. He's going to get this puck off this play, and one motion just powers it over to Granlund. He does the rest. And look at the screen in front.
It's just that hold from Granlund, right? And this play, maybe no business getting there, but he does find it. He's going to celebrate there as Granlund just waited. That hitch right there, waiting for the screen to come across. Perfectly labeled shot with a great screen in front.
Well, the Ducks have been one of the better comeback teams across the league this season. Usually in the very late stages of games, but
I mean, look at Seneca. He's coming off a hat trick. He drew the power play. He made that play across the ice, and he helped a couple times to get pucks back.
Here comes Jeffrey Viel, defended by Ekholm. Played along the boards now. Ryan Poehling tries to contain it along the wall. He's bottled up. Draisaitl emerges. Now Ekholm with 2 goals tonight. Zach Hyman defended by Minchikov. Draisaitl out of the corner. McDavid let it go. Goes off a stick off Ian Moore and all the way back. 5:40 left to go here in the second period. Zach Hyman swoops in. Draisaitl along the boards and pass choked off by Paling. Nurse goes deep. There's McDavid. Connor McDavid out of the corner. Ballman at the point. Goes by Draisaitl. Minchikov on the way back for Anaheim. Tied up. Draisaitl, McDavid. Great pass. Nurse off the side of the goal. Maybe Husso got a piece of it. Now McDavid for Nurse. Twisting one off the glass. More pressure. Now Viel will get it out to neutral ice. As we approach the 15-minute mark in the second period. Ryan Strome for the Ducks. Nurse, they entangle. Now it's brought out. Roslovic taken down by Harkins. We play on. Gudis gets help from Kreider. The play is offside. And we get a break in play. Anaheim, they needed a lift. Mikhail Granlund has done it twice tonight. And the Ducks trail it by 2.
Stop. Pause. Forward.
4. Look where they are in the standings now. Coach Q said he loves their ability to check, finish hits, eat up minutes, and take up space in front of the opposition net. And what do you know? It's the vets so far who have the goals for the Ducks here tonight.
Well, Andy, those are great points because you need to insulate young players, right? And that's all part of their program. Emerson from well out through traffic at the flanks. Seneca leading the charge again. Reset for Anaheim. 4:27 left, second period. John Jody hits. Andy Petrillo, our on-ice host. And then Blake and Chris Pronger at the desk. Granlund with a shot body down by Jari. Tried that short side again, yeah. 2 in a row, 3. Fred. Bounces it off the head to Suso. Lacombe defends again. Truba. As Anaheim is completing a change. Rolls it through center. Beckett Seneca will go off on a change now and dump it in on Jari. Shots are 26 for the Oilers and 21 taken by Anaheim. Cruising out is Kasperi Kapanen. Skate to stick Draisaitl. Defended by Minchikov. Leon stays with it. They work it around the Nurse. Take it deeper for Kapanen. Peppered by Ellison. Puck is free. The Ducks will jump on it. Viel gets it out. Jeffrey Viel. All the way across. Great hand-eye. It's Ryan Paling. Will throw some snow and deal it out in front. Nurse turns away from Cutter Gauthier. Draisaitl dumps it out. Now the Oilers right back with a button hook from Kasperi Kapanen. He's picked up on the play, stays hard on the puck. Pried out again by the Ducks and back out to the center zone. Resettled, and the Oilers are offside.
A little too quick there for Connor McDavid as he got that puck. He's been very effective in the middle of the ice. He's so good at picking up pucks there and then distributing from that blue line. And he's almost like an anchor there at times, Hicks.
Yeah, he really is. You saw Bouchard gets that thing, and he's just waiting for him to open up. And here we go, 3 minutes left of the period. You wonder what Anaheim's feeling. Do we want to get this to 5-4 right away? Obviously you do, but is it more important to collect yourselves and maybe keep this thing at bay as Edmonton's chances just keep on coming?
How about Seneca and McDavid here tonight? Him and Trouba have been out there a lot against the top players, and he's got so much poise and awareness. Even right there, to make that play and break it up as they're trying to get it to Connor, and here come the Ducks.
Seneca checked on the play by Bouchard. To the point now, Lacombe. Here's Trouba. Popping out to it, Kreider. Trouba through the slot. Passing his skates. Bouchard out of the corner. Nice pop pass, finding McDavid. Edmonton will break it out. Connor McDavid steams in the zone, pickpocketed by Jacob Trouba. The Ducks counterattack. Harkins. Moore out in front. Kreider's shot stopped by Jari. The rebound flung astray, and now it's picked up by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. He gets some support from Hyman. He'll reorganize back for Matthias Ekholm, who has a 2-goal game ongoing here tonight. Out to center. Goes by Nugent-Hopkins. Husso will leave it there for Zellweger. Back out. Ian Moore. Great pass. Tim Washy with a shot just over the head of Jari, and maybe he got a piece of it. Let's go down to Andy.
Well, Forsey Beast Games is back for Season 2 with a life-changing $5 million prize on the line. Watch new episodes on Prime every Wednesday. The Oilers definitely going beast mode in this second period.
Three goalie equation still here in Edmonton.
Yeah.
With Connor Ingram backing up tonight. Calvin Pickard, who's a pro's pro. They love him in that Oiler dressing room.
Yeah, you got to have goaltenders ready. I mean, we've seen so many injuries this season. Ingram's been excellent since joining this Oilers team.
There's a lot of teams that would just love to add one more, but it's a hot commodity.
And Stuart Skinner has played well with his new team in Pittsburgh.
How about the Penguins? Yeah, there's a surprise where they're at this season so far. It seems like a new environment for Skinner has really helped them. And that is a pretty high-end environment there with Crosby and the Penguins.
Here's what's coming up during our second intermission, presented by TD. Highlights and analysis. We'll get an Oilers perspective on this. Jason Smith will join the desk. That'll be great. And a chat with Lauren McDavid.
Draisaitl out there with McDavid right now. A little meeting with Bouchard and Ekholm as well.
Broken stick for Hyman. Seneca. Swallowed up here by Jari. He'll hang on, manage the game with $1:13 left in the second period.
But Chris Knobloch knows he's got two of the best players in the world in Draisaitl and McDavid. Now Bouchard is coming on with offense. You've got Hyman as well, a star, and it's important for him to have other guys scoring and contributing. And tonight, getting these other guys like Ekholm, Nurse, Stastny. You get some other guys, and the third and fourth line. He likes his fourth line. He thinks they have potential to be solid with Frederick Lazar and Janmark, but that third line, he's got to find that role for them, and it's been a lot of different pieces in there so far this season, but he's ready to get settled on something.
Bouchard with a shot, but stopped by Billy Husso. Left to the corner with 59 seconds left in the second period. Lacombe up the ice. VL picks it up, lays it along. Paling right in. He'll drop it off. Great hand-eye Gauthier. Stopped again by Jari. No further play.
Impressive here how the Anaheim Ducks are controlling that puck in the neutral zone. That was a bobbling puck, and you almost felt like it was going to go the other way quickly. But they stayed with it with support, and ended up just getting a shot in the offensive zone. Now this face-off zone. That's right in front of you, Hicks.
Yeah, they're just keeping it alive and move it up one touch at a time. Gauthier, he didn't turn down any shots, does he? He's going to be ice.
No, it's a great hustle, Hicks, by Zach Hyman. No icing. We play on McDavid. He'll lay it back for Nurse. One-timer Wallman. Rockets wide. To the wall with it now. Nurse at the point. Downstairs for Draisaitl. He's shoved hard. Taken off the play that time by Trouba. And it comes out through center. 19 seconds left in the second period. Wallman is flushed out by Ross Johnston. Here comes McDavid. He'll kick it out to Draisaitl. Leon drops it back for Nurse. Nurse in front, a good stick from Trouba. 5 seconds left in the period. Anaheim with a final push. Tim Washy over the head of Jari, and that's all. And just like that, let's go to the panel. Adnan, are you ready?
Always ready, Forsey. Thank you so much. And this Edmonton Oilers team certainly was ready in that second period as Joel Quenneville is left muttering, I swear I didn't want a timeout. Okay, it happens, Joe. What are we going to do?
Draisaitl line out for the Oilers, but Colson and Kapanen as wingers. Defensively, you've got Nurse and Wallman. Oilers 4 goals from defensemen in a span of 3:49 to break the game open in the second period. Nurse off the draw, one by Draisaitl, rifles one off the tape of Kapanen, and the puck deep in the zone. Jack Michaels, Bob Stauffer with you, and after a loose opening 40 minutes, we'll see how Edmonton plays it here in the third. Shot off the rush taken by Trouba is stopped by Jari, and then a second blast by Trouba on an attempted deflection is hammered into Jari's pads. Bob, your exclamations were pertaining to what?
A turnover, unnecessary. You're sitting there up by 2 here. You don't need more goals. You need to manage the puck better yourself.
We're being told unofficially that the 4 goals scored by defensemen in a span of 3:49 is the fastest 4 by defensemen exclusively in the history of the National Hockey League. McDavid to Ekholm, he'll jam it in deep. So it has been a bit of a banner 72 hours for the back end for the Edmonton Oilers. Evan Bouchard single-handedly Saturday against Washington, and the collective tonight for the Oilers. Ekholm has 2 of those goals, and he'll pursue Cutter Gauthier as he drives in from the right-hand side. Couldn't get a shot away. Viel poked the puck loose for a moment, couldn't get a shot off, and then got checked off the puck by Nugent Hopkins. Reverse back behind to Ekholm and on to Jack Roslovic, who makes a move around Ian Moore. And then driving hard to the net was 23-year-old Josh Szymanski.
He almost made that
Lost
play.
the handle. Here's Savoy. Thought he was hooked. Tried to center. That was broken up, and Moore will swing it up the right-hand side. Funneled toward the middle by Kreider. That was broken up. Kreider played it back down low. Moore playing a lot as a forward tonight, even though he's a defenseman by trade, as the Ducks, again, dressing just 11 listed forwards as they're banged up front. Here's a centering pass, and that was driven wide by Killorn off a setup from Seneca, and the rebound popped into Jari's glove as hovering nearby and trying to get his stick on it was Mikael Granlund, who scored a couple on the power play tonight for the Ducks. 2 minutes gone by, third period, 5-3 Edmonton.
Well, Ducks are pushing, and they've kind of pushed themselves back into this game on the shot chart, Jack.
27-26 right now in favor of the Oilers. It's all Ducks early, and then Edmonton took complete command in that second period flurry with the goals coming from the back end. Driving in from the right-hand side is Matthias Janmark. He'll put the brakes on. A shot sent wide. I mean, we've mentioned Bouchard, but it's also noteworthy. I mean, Jake Wallman would be the next suspect on that list.
Yes, the 2 best offensive defensemen the Oilers have are not the guys that scored the 4 goals in a row. There hasn't been a lot of times in NHL history where 4 defensemen have scored a period, let alone a period of 4 goals in under 4 minutes.
Wallman taking a stroll with the puck on his stick. Edmonton up 2. Looking to maintain its second place standing and crawl into a first place tie with Vegas. Golden Knights have played fewer games. Here's Lazar to the hole. Quick shot save made. Husso rebound, but Colson couldn't pull the trigger. Rebound eventually grabbed by Kapanen, who was in the mix there. Husso came up with a couple of decent stops, paling up through center, weaving his way in even as he got jackknifed over the boards by Podkolzin. Stretch play by Edmonton, poked back in by Lacombe, and it's an offside whistled against Anaheim. 16:47 left in regulation. Oilers play host to the San Jose Sharks on Thursday night. Bob Stauffer, Cam Moon will have the call, and that's a 7 o'clock Mountain face-off right here at Rogers Place as this epic homestand continues.
And the brilliant Macklin Celebrini looking forward to Jack. You can make an argument with McDavid, McKinnon, and Celebrini. Does Team Canada have the 3 best offensive players at forward going to the Olympics?
Well, I mean, that's 3 of the top 4 scorers in the league.
And the other guys,
Kucherov can't go, so...
I just didn't want to go on the limb there, Jack.
Evidently. Here's Draisaitl. I don't think there's an argument to be made. I think if you look at those players...
All I'm going to tell you is the French judge ruled in favor of the Russians.
Here's Draisaitl at center ice. Pressure comes in from Kreider. Gives it up for Bouchard. Up to Podkolzin. Giving him a look was Minchikov. Now McDavid trying to slither through a seam in that Anaheim defense. Ran into Hellison. And the Ducks are able to rake it up the right-hand side. Alex Killorn. Seneca. Bumped off his stick. Settled by Lacombe. Trouba gives it back to Lacombe. Left wing Granlund got through Bouchard to the net with a the centering pass. Tremendous save on Seneca by Tristan Jarry. Slid over hard, pushing off that right skate, got it with the left pad. Seneca muscles his way back in. A weak shot on net, kicked out by Jarry, rebound Lacombe. Trouba pounds it on net, save Jarry. Come on. Here's Lacombe around the boards. Seneca to the net with a backhand and another save by Jarry. Rebound McDavid. Bouchard under control to Ekholm. Lead pass offside. Zach Hyman. Nearly 5 minutes gone by in that third period, but Edmonton with its best players on the ice overwhelmed in its own end, and Tristan Jarry with some terrific work.
Well, Seneca and Granlund have been tremendous, but the Oilers got outworked and outmuscled for loose pucks, and that's what it was. They had chances to make plays and had their sticks lifted and got a grind still.
Here's Savoy up the right-hand side. Gudas shrugged off his stick, but Zellweger is there. He'll take it behind his own net, give it up for Gudas. Right wing lead pass, Ian Moore playing forward. Paling left wing shot off the rush, save made by Jarry. Edmonton's given up 3 really good scoring chances here in the last 30 seconds. Nurse likely guilty of icing here up the left-hand side. And there's the whistle. Zellweger got back.
Joel Quenneville, as you know, very experienced coach, 3-time Stanley Cup champion, and I think he sees that his team's smelling a little bit of blood right now, trying to work their way back, all the way back from 5-2. It's a 5-3 score, and this is a big draw in the Oilers zone.
Quenneville, quarter century as head coach in the National Hockey League. Not only Chicago, but Colorado, St. Louis, Florida, working his way through the various divisions, and a guy who obviously has this Anaheim team in contention. Here's a quick chance off the draw by Gauthier inside the left faceoff dot, and Tristan Jarry's work in this third period has been his best.
It's been a poor first 6 minutes of this period for Edmonton. Too much chasing.
I still think part of this is a little bit mental for Edmonton, as if the Oilers turned it up in the second period and expected the Ducks to just go away, as they have in prior years. But as Chris Knobloch pointed out to us this morning, Bob, I hope they have our attention. They beat us 3 out of 4 last year. Here's a quick chance, again off the rush, and Gauthier can really fire it. Jarry makes a nice stop, and to your point, Bob, the Ducks are hanging in there gamely, even in the face-off circle, which is not one of their strengths. 2 chances in a row off the draw.
Lazar's going to dig in here.
And that time he won one, and man's hurt for the Ducks. Is that Kreider in the corner? No, it's... someone's down. I think it's Harkins. Yeah, it's Harkins. He's got that jersey tucked in. 4 kind of disappears and morphs into a 0, and I think a skate came up and jammed him right in the chin. Harkins, a longtime member, you may recall the Winnipeg Jets organization. He was in there for nearly a decade.
He was always sort of like a 13th or 14th forward, former Prince George.
Oh, he ran right into the right fist of Stastny. It's not a penalty. Harkins was stumbling and literally fell into Stastny's fist.
Jack, are you surprised that, just speaking of Winnipeg, that they've kind of hit the skids again here?
Well, I didn't think they were as good as what their regular season record was last year, but I certainly didn't think they would tumble to where they're sitting right now.
They started to put together some wins, and now they lost 3 and 4 in a row again here. Look out.
Here's Stastny up the left-hand side, and that's the thing. I mean, in the Western Conference, there's still wild card spots available. And in the Pacific Division, you've got all 3. Top 3 positions are available right now, separated by 3 points coming in. A redirect on net and a save made by Tristan Jarry on Kreider, who was cutting to the net, hacked at by Trouba as the Oilers came the other way. Taken at the Edmonton blue line by Emerson, and then a miscommunication between Frederick and Wallman allows Gauthier to get back on the puck. Big hit on the half wall, absolutely leveled And now looking to avenge that hit was Mikhail Granlund. Got his stick on a lead pass from Emberson. Here's Seneca, but he lost the handle. Granlund got it back and fired wide glove side. And it's extremely sloppy here in the third. Wallman a drive-by. Killorn with the puck now in the right circle. One-timer Hellison redirected dangerously just wide. I think that was Granlund again in the slot. And he just redirected it wide. Edmonton fortunate to be up 5-3 here. Killorn loading up. No shot. No lane against Wallman. Minchikov will give it back to him. Here's Seneca, point-blank left circle, and another tough save made by Tristan Jarry. Rebound, Minchikov after another failed clearing attempt. Now another steal, and this time Frederick's going to skate it out of the zone. And the way Edmonton's managed the puck in this third period, he's brutal. Wise to.
And his line just had 3 chances to clear. They didn't get it out.
Minchikov up the right-hand side. The shots in this period right now are 10 for the Ducks and 1 for the Oilers. And I know part of that is score effects, but it's self-inflicted here by Edmonton. Again, a failed clear by Podkolzin. Zellweger tried to center. Ross Johnston around the boards. Lunging play by Gudis, but he can't maintain the zone, and Podkolzin took it away from him. Husso anticipating that, shoveled it up to Gudis and up the right-hand side beyond the reach of Ian Moore. He'll knock it down at center. This is offside against the Ducks. Moore could not hold his position at the Edmonton line. A sloppy 8 minutes turned in by Edmonton with a 2-goal lead at the outset of the period. But Tristan Jarry has been terrific. 11 third period stops already, and we barely played 8 minutes. More third period play-by-play when we come back to Rogers Place. Edmonton 5, Anaheim 3. The Oilers Radio Network.
Switching energy plans? You deserve a break. From admin fees, that is. New ATCO Energy customers can go admin fee-free for 6 months.
Away here in the third period as Edmonton leads 5-3. Oilers have been shaky in their own end. Anaheim has dominated the zone time here in the third. Here's a chance, though, and a stop by Husso on Zach Hyman after a little setup from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. The puck was flipped through the neutral zone by Bouchard, and a nice play by Nugent-Hopkins to chip it ahead for Hyman. He was robbed by the glove hand of Husso, and just like that, the Oilers almost put the game out of reach.
Well, the Oilers had a bunch of chances after his 5-2 jack to add a 6th goal, and they couldn't, including Szymanski missing an open net.
Stretch play looking for Kreider. He's able to push Ekholm off the puck. A drive taken, but deflected out of play. Ekholm got his stick in the lane, is absolutely loading up to launch. That time was Harkins.
In fairness, Szymanski didn't miss the net. He just didn't hammer it home. And Jackson Lacombe pulled one off the line.
I mean, that had decent pace on it. I was surprised Lacombe's stick. He had a good grip of the stick, because if he's just reaching out there, it probably wobbles off his stick and into the back of the net. And Lacombe was hard on the play, stopped it right at the goal line. So as a result, 5-3.
This game is not over. Edmonton's still got a lot of work to do here, Jack.
Well, it's not over because in part of the way Edmonton's playing. Here's Trouba from Lacombe. A shot, dribble off the pads of Jarry, kept alive by Trouba for a moment. Bouchard over to make a play on it to Nugent-Hopkins and shoveled ahead for Hyman. In the right corner, he'll go in against Lacombe, who took the puck for the Ducks up to Seneca. The rookie through the neutral zone looking for Granlund. Nice play by Connor McDavid, backtracking defensively, and then iced by the Oilers' Matthias Ekholm. So bring the faceoff back in the Edmonton zone, and the Oilers a lot of miscues here in the third period, giving Anaheim ample opportunity to get back in it. Tristan Jarry's been terrific. In many ways, this might be his best period as an Oiler, considering the looks mostly from beneath the dot spot. Off the draw, Minchikov forcing down low for Paling. Puck came free. Ian Moore banged it off the side of the net. He'll try to stay with it. Moore's playing a lot here in the third period. Ekholm, Nugent-Hopkins trying to stick handle his way out of danger to Bouchard. Chip off the boards, held in for a moment by Ross Johnston, but the Oilers will chisel that one loose and back to center. Bailing across, Hellison to Johnston. He'll shovel it in. Ekholm up the right-hand side. Hyman checked by Zellweger, and again, the Oilers forced back into their own end. They can't get the puck out. Hyman can barely get to the bench. Bouchard, who's seemingly been out there the entire third period, up to Szymanski, and wired in deep by Savoy. Roslovic to Stastny up top. Slings one behind the net. Zellweger got himself in trouble against Savoy. Roslovic putting pressure on Gudas, who's able to skate his way out of danger, rifle a pass too hard for Kreider to handle left wing, and it turns into an icing call with 9:54 remaining in the third period. And Edmonton still on top 5-3 despite a suspect third period.
I wonder whether or not the fourth line loses a rotation here after they were hemmed up in their zone and turned 3 pucks over 3 shifts ago.
Draisaitl put Colson and Kapanen out for this ozone draw. Face-off win, Washy. But the puck hit him on its way out of the zone, which gives the Oilers a second chance. Wallman under pressure is Kapanen. Puck floats free. Kreider, left-hand side. Backhands it across. Granlund, little spin move, but the puck stripped from him by Podkolzin. Solid defensive work. Wallman to Nurse. Draisaitl the puck carrier. Little give and go with Kapanen, and Draisaitl's loose. Podkolzin back to Kapanen, right circle. Little out of his reach. Nurse's shot. That was deflected up on the plexi. Beyond the reach of Draisaitl. He's caught back in the zone, and here comes Anaheim looking to take advantage. Seneca hit hard twice by Podkolzin. Granlund with Draisaitl on him. Killorn tried to give it back to Granlund, but Draisaitl had established inside position and stole the puck. Podkolzin gives it up for Nurse. Return to Wallman. He'll circle again. Granlund knew where he was going, but so did Wallman. Up the boards to Savoy. Left wing against Hellison. 8:40 remaining in the third period. And the Ducks over the last couple of minutes have been stymied a bit offensively. This is going to be another icing call whistled against Anaheim with 8.5 to go in the third, and maybe Edmonton finally has this game settled down to a more comfortable point.
And the fourth line did miss a rotation through. One thing with Szymanski, he could jack. He's 6'2.5", but he's not a slow big man. He can move his feet. And there's a lot of speed on this line with Savoy and Roslovic and Szymanski. But you have a natural center in Szymanski.
Clear up the right-hand side, not out. Savoy down low to Roslovic. Szymanski kept it going for Roslovic. Poked away from Savoy, who got another defensive or offensive zone penalty. Just chopped down, and it's a no-doubter. Jansen Harkins. And Bob, as you made the point earlier, when Gudas was coming out of the zone, these aren't guys that are going to hurt you. 8:17 to go in the third period. Savoy angry at himself. He's taken a no-zone penalty, Edmonton's third of the night. And when we come back, Anaheim will be on the power play, looking to cut the lead. It's Edmonton 5, Anaheim 3. This is Ford Dealers NHL Hockey, the Oilers Radio Network.
To the fans who bleed orange and blue, never miss a game.
Well, another offensive zone penalty against Edmonton. It's third of the night. And as we bring you back to our Legacy Heating and Cooling broadcast booth, this game's still in the balance. 5-3 Oilers, more than 8 minutes remaining. Lazar won a face-off, but the Oilers couldn't come up with possession. Gauthier had it poked away. That, I thought, came outside the line, and Lazar did too. But it's ruled onside, and Jackson Lacombe now will go to work for Anaheim. DAP Auto Parts penalty kill, just 1 for 3 tonight. Anaheim's gotten a pair, both scored by this man, Mikael Granlund. In the left corner, he'll give it up for Lacombe. He'll walk the line. Jackson Lacombe Saucered through Granlund. This is going to be a clear for the Oilers. And Bouchard, Wiley keeps it on his stick for an extra few seconds and then pumps it down the right-hand side. Minute 15 to go in the man advantage. Here's Lacombe up to center. McDavid on. Pressure at the line. Relieved Zellweger of puck possession. Then a poor pass intended for Granlund. That was a fatigue type of play made by Seneca. But he snatches it back at center. Remember, Anaheim on the second of a back-to-back. McDavid just misses Nugent Hopkins. And that puck will sail just long enough for Lacombe to come over and angle Nugent Hopkins off the puck. Jackson Lacombe poked off his stick as he hit the line. Granlund did well to get it in deep, but Anaheim has no pressure. Hard rim by Nurse. Knocked down by Chris Kreider. Centering pass Seneca, and it slid off his backhand. Granlund waiting. Right circle, he'll give it up. Nurse didn't really need to release that puck. He wasn't under any pressure. And now Anaheim has Edmonton on its heels a bit. Centering pass Lacombe. He'll look to give it up for Seneca. Nice play by Wallman to poke it away. Cross Seamer. Loading up, shooting and scoring. A hat trick from Mikael Granlund. He cuts it to 5-4 with 6:22 to play.
Well, this team has belief right now, and the Oilers are helping give it to them. I mean, this has been an awful third period from Edmonton. Darnell Nurse has the puck directly behind his net. Anaheim was preparing to make changes if the Oilers could vacate the zone, but Colson was going for a long stretch, and Nurse hard-banked one off the glass, and the Ducks sealed the wall. And Granlund has had the number, and Tristan Jarry. By the way, Granlund, a little bit of time in Pittsburgh. Seen a little bit of trend here with some of these former Penguins.
How about Seneca with that cross-seam pass?
Yeah, well,
get it through traffic.
He's been fantastic.
2 primaries on the Granlund power play goals, and it's now 5-4. Edmonton seemingly had total command of this game, and the Oilers, quite frankly, have managed the puck poorly, and they've taken a couple of mindless penalties. Sent in deep, Vial. I mean, there's really no other way to put it. That's his third career hat trick for Mikael Granlund. A 14-year pro, and the emphasis on pro. And Anaheim's added them with Trouba, Kreider, Granlund. This man, Ryan Poehling, with a puck after an Edmonton dump in. And it's complemented a young, talented core and made Anaheim a contender along with their head coach, Joel Quenneville. 5.5 to go. Zellweger up the left-hand side. Chipped in by Washi. As Edmonton found out a decade ago, maybe more, all your players can't be inexperienced. You need complementary vets who are also productive, and that's what Anaheim's added. A dump in. Hyman checked hard by Lacombe, but he stayed with it and moved it up the boards to Wallman. Now McDavid right circle. Feeds Wallman a shot. Save Husso. Rebound Trouba. That's just the third shot on goal of the period for Edmonton, and we're more than 15 minutes in. Lead pass out of the reach of Hyman. Maybe icing, and Lacombe got there just in time. 4:38 to go in the third. Granlund with a hat trick, all 3 goals coming on the power play, and now we've got a 5-4 game with Edmonton hanging on.
Just an awful night from Edmonton's PK, and 2 of the 3 power play goals late in the penalty kill.
They've given up 3 coming into the game. They've given up 4 in their last 16. By the way, give Lacombe a second assist on that last power play goal. Off the draw, Edmonton able to gain control. Here's Nurse up to center, shoots it in with 4.5 to go. Drew Hellison on the puck for Anaheim after the dump in. Sends it over. Lead pass Minchikov. Turned over by Granlund at center. Forced off a stick, and now the Ducks get it in deep one more time. Seneca around the boards. The entire third period seemingly has been played in Edmonton's end. Lead pass Draisaitl. He'll bump it up for Kapanen. Oilers had it poke checked at the line. So now the Ducks with control. Granlund looking for Killorn. Off his stick, and Bouchard will send it back in. This is Olen Zellweger. 3:45 to go in the third. Mishandling the puck, Cutter Gauthier. Zellweger to Gudas. Up the right-hand side. I don't think Kreider got a piece of that. And a bit of a mistake there by the Ducks. Icing with 3:36 to go in the third. Edmonton 5, Anaheim 4. Regardless of the result, Bob, I think there's going to be some video work put in by the Oilers over the next 72 hours before this matchup with San Jose.
100%.
I think you'd agree with me. This has not been a well-played game by Edmonton.
Edmonton's lucky.
Off the face-off, Kreider lost the handle. Lazar up top. Emberson to Stastny. Off the boards, Zellweger. Sent around the boards, getting a stick on it was Kreider. Emberson does a nice job of keeping it in. Stastny back down low. Janmark was checked off the puck by Zellweger, and here come the Ducks. Cutter Gauthier, who's been quiet tonight, has had some good looks, but has not managed to beat Tristan Jarry. He'll get it in deep. Emberson, hard check on Paling. Well done by Lazar. Lead pass. Oh, a big hit on Janmark by Lacombe. Stepped right into him. And Janmark going hard after Jackson Lacombe. Got away with a bit of a whack there. Ducks back into the zone. Here's a pass intended for Vial that pinballed off a man. Vial able to get it and try to center. And that was deflected away. Oilers fortunate. Pitchforked out of the zone by Janmark. Trouba. Up to Ian Moore. He'll bang it in. 2.5 minutes remaining. We'll keep an eye on Husso. Minchikov with a steal. A shot. Sharp angle, and Jarry wasn't sure he had it. Pinned against his right hip. And now Bouchard and Ekholm will attempt to clear the crease as Anaheim's Jeff Vial crowding that Edmonton net.
Jarry was so deep in his crease there. For a second, Jack, I thought that went in the net.
Had it pinned near his right hip with 2:19 to go in the third period. We'll take time out. When we come back, Husso likely to be on the bench sooner rather than later. The Ducks still trail by a goal. Edmonton trying to hang on. Up 5-4 late third period at work. Back here for the final 2:19 of period 3. Edmonton's lead once 5-2 down to 5-4. Billy Husso on the bench. Leon Draisaitl against Granlund in the face-off circle to Jarry's right-hand side. Shots 13-3 here in the third period. Draisaitl won the face-off. Golfed out of the zone by Hyman. McDavid pressure on Alex Killorn, who's able to shield him from the puck, but then turn it over. Bouchard to Hyman. Net is empty. McDavid shoots, and that was deflected wide. And the rebound, Seneca. McDavid had the empty net, but hit a stick on its way there. Killorn will shoot it in, and the Ducks pour in 6-on-5. Bouchard up to Draisaitl, serves it up the boards. McDavid will catch up to it and score. Edmonton, 1:48 to play. And Draisaitl, the presence of mind to throw a puck into an open area and let the fastest skater in the game reel it in.
Well, Bouchard makes a real depth play back in his own zone, too. And Leon, as you mentioned, with the old bank shot off the boards.
Lacombe had saved it initially, but that time had no chance to catch up to McDavid. Empty netter at 18-12 of the third. And for Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, well, they've had banner nights against Anaheim before. McDavid with 2 points, Draisaitl with 3. And that gives them 77 points in their last 17 games against Anaheim. Husso to the bench. Shot from distance, stopped by Jarry. Rebound, Lacombe, right circle. Centering pass, tipped over the net. Lacombe up top. Seneca, shot, blocked. Rebound, Nurse trying to muscle it outside, can't do it. Draisaitl and Bouchard with the assists on McDavid's 33rd of the year, an empty netter. Lacombe down low, Seneca inside. Good tie-up by Wallman on the stick of Paling. Drive Trouba, save Jarry. He's been peppered in this third period, and he's going to be a big reason why Edmonton wins this hockey game. 50 seconds to go. Trouba tries to force it through heavy traffic. Wallman picked it off the glass, got it through Trouba. And that will officially do it. Anaheim's got to change. Time continues to run. We're down to 35 seconds. Granlund with a hat trick, though likely in defeat. Wristed around the boards. Killorn on his backhand. Granlund couldn't settle it down. Seneca had the hat trick last night in Calgary. Up top for Zellweger, 20 seconds to go. Centering pass, pinballed in to the pads of Jarry. He's got it long enough to generate a whistle with 15.8 to go in the game. And Edmonton, having salted this one away and moved into a first-place tie atop the Pacific Division, they'll push Anaheim down a bit. As the Oilers separate themselves from the Ducks, they'll be 3 points ahead of the young challengers after tonight.
Give Anaheim credit. They played a hell of a game on the second of a back-to-back without three of their top five forwards.
Draisaitl, McDavid, Hyman to finish it. 16 seconds to go. Draisaitl wins the draw. Ekholm will wire it toward the empty net. Bullseye. Hat trick. Matthias Ekholm. And after 20 years without a hat trick from a defenseman, the Oilers have gotten one in back-to-back games. Bouchard on Saturday night, and tonight Matthias Ekholm with the first hat trick of his NHL career. Prior to Saturday, Marc-Andre Bergeron had been the last Oiler defenseman with a hat trick.
What a crazy, bizarre night. 5 goals from your defense. Clean face-off win from Leon. And Ekholm makes a 200-foot shot for his hat-trick goal.
And dead center. I mean, that shot had no chance to miss. So 2 empty net goals in the final minute 37 have turned this into a 7-4 game. And as they retrieve the headgear, Ekholm, who came into tonight's game with 3 goals on the year, he'll leave with 6.
What a wild one.
20 years between hat tricks, and you get 2 in back-to-back games.
That's hockey. I mean, they did a lot of really good things. Leon right now has the lone assist. Bouchard a second assist on the McDavid empty netter from Draisaitl. So Leon's up to a 4-point night.
Which is no surprise. He's got 37 points in his last 17 games against Anaheim. McDavid with the empty net goal and an assist now has 41 points in his last 17. A few more hats come flying onto the ice.
You know, those get expensive when you buy them here, but the good thing is that you go buy another one.
You're a company man.
Yeah, helps the league as a whole, Jack.
Szymanski lining up against Washington. The Edmonton Oilers are the first team in the history of the National Hockey League to have defensemen score hat tricks in back-to-back games. One more hat comes onto the ice. It won't matter. The Oilers jam it down the right-hand side. Garrett Rank almost stepped on the hat. He's got it. And the Oilers have 2 points in the bank. And in the first of 3 meetings against Anaheim, Edmonton shoves the Ducks back. They take a 3-point lead on the Ducks and just as importantly climb back into a first-place tie atop the Pacific Division. And what a turnaround. 48 hours ago, the Oilers were a minute away from suffering a 3rd straight loss at home. It would have been They're 7th in 9 games. Now it's a 3-2 homestand, and you're back atop the division. But, Bob, work to be done before San Jose comes calling on Thursday.
They got to figure out